What is up, you guys? My name is Roman, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. And today I'm going to be doing a movie review. As you can tell by the title of this video, yes, that's right. I'm reviewing The Mandalorian and Grogu. Also, you like my background? Yeah, it's pretty cool. But, anyways, um, so, uh, this is, of course, as you may know, this is the new Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's which is a continuation of the Mandalorian TV series on Disney Plus, which ran for 3 seasons from 2019 to 2023. And I'm gonna start off, and this movie, and what's and the and what's and what a way to and the funny thing about this is that this this is the first Star Wars movie to be in theaters. This is the first Star Wars movie of any kind to be in theaters since The Rise of Skywalker, all the way back in December of 2019. It's been almost 7 years since the last Star Wars movie was in theaters. Can you believe it? So, what a fun way to bring it back to theaters by putting some of our favorite streaming Star Wars characters on the big screen. And I'm going to start off right at the bat and say I really liked this movie. It was awesome. Um, Here are some good and I'll try not to spoil it, but um, yeah, this is just a quick spoiler-free review. But I'll get a few things out of the way. I'll get a few details in it. So what makes it uh, what makes it a good movie is that um what makes it awesome is that, so first of all, it's continues the adventures of Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, and his apprentice Grogu, and it's set after the fall of the Empire. So it's still during the New Republic era, before the sequel trilogy. But anyways, um, what makes it a good movie is that just because of how different. First of all, just because of how different it is. Like, it's not your typical Star Wars movie. It's just like it's got like a totally different vibe, and I love it. Like, it's a new adventure, a fresh start, and I think it's widely considered. It's widely, and I think it's what makes it great is or awesome is that it's a pure classic space western adventure that delivers relentless action and a few heartfelt family moments. Um, and like still Mando and Grogu have still got a great bond, and yeah, I just really like it. And another highlight is that. So let's talk about the highlights. So uh, first of all, Sigourney Weaver is also in this, and she does a pretty good job. She's a rebel pilot, and she um she hires Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, to get, well, first of all, to get a few to first of all, he has to go find Rod of the Hutt, who is Jabba the Hutt's son, who was, by the way, first introduced in the Clone Wars movie, because you know how the first episode of the Clone Wars is a movie, a feature-length movie, and that's where he was introduced as a baby. So now he's in this, all grown up, and he's he's voiced by the Bear star Jeremy Allen White, or Shameless, because I never saw the Bear, but I do know him from Shameless. So, but I have seen him in Shameless, so that's where I know him from. But anyways, um, uh, he's voiced by him, and 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 apparently Hutts can speak English now, or whatever it's called in the Star Wars universe. English. Um, you know, he's like because like normally when Hutts talk, they just speak in Huttese, but apparently like both Rada the Hutt and his and these two other Hutts that he meets in it, who are his aunt and uncle, they can speak in English. They speak in a little bit of English too, so I found that interesting. And on on that note, so he goes to find Rod of the Hutt, and he goes to this place called Shikari, and and that's actually that's actually a funny and that's actually and the greatest thing about that is that that's one of my favorite parts because it looks a lot like Chicago. The planet looks a lot has a city on it that looks a lot like Chicago, and plus it makes sense since Shikari kind of sounds like Chicago. But yeah, they go to they go to that Mando and Grogu go to that place, and um it looks pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. It looks so much like Chicago from like the L tracks and the buildings. It's basically cyberpunk Chicago. So I thought that was pretty cool, and uh, they also I also found the the what was it? Oh, the fighting pit that they meet Rod of the Hutt in. Like at one point they release all these monsters, and it's like the full on big scale fight version of the checkered board game, you know, from the first Star Wars and the Millennium Falcon. It's basically that but on full scale, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And then overall I and this and it focuses on, without getting into too much more detail, it focuses on underworld stories instead of rehashing the old Jedi and Sith storylines. It leans heavily into Star Wars criminal underworld, bringing fan favorite characters like Hutts into the forefront. Um, master masterpiece masterful practical effects, which this movie um, retains incre- a tangible retains an incredible tangible classic feel through the use of incredible um, animation for giant droids, which I thought was for giant droids, and for a deeper look into fan reception and captures the original trilogy's charm, I think. Um, yeah, and it's got classic action and scale, fueled action sequences with especially Din Djarin taking down the AT-AT walkers at the beginning. That was pretty fun, and overall, just heartwarming bond, as I mentioned earlier. And but yeah, this that's pretty much. But yeah, that's basically how I see the movie, and that's why I think it's so different and just so cool. But yeah, overall rate, I think I would give this a 8 out of 10, or maybe actually I think maybe even if I'm being honest, an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's that high. I mean, I mean it's not. I mean it's not perfect, but it's definitely um, worth watching. A lot of people say, "Oh, this is Disney Star Wars, and this isn't worth watching, and don't go to the theater. Just wait till it's streaming." Like, no, I think this is a theater worthy popcorn movie. And while I may watch it again, on when it's on streaming. I'm glad I saw it in the theater. I even got the tie-in meal for it at Burger King, which was pretty decent meal, by the way. They even had a blue milkshake for with cookies on it to represent the cookies that Grogu eats, as well as the blue milk that they drink in Star Wars. So that's awesome. And so yeah, it was pretty banging food. And I also got a collectible cup with it, which I brought to the movie theater with me. Which, on a side note, I put popcorn in. I mean, my uncle got me a popcorn bucket, but for the Mandalorian Grogu, but I brought my own just in case, because by the way, my favorite snack, because I had popcorn in it, and my favorite snack at the movies is popcorn and Reese's Pieces mixed together. That's a cool fact. Anyways, back to the movie. So basically, um, it what I'm saying is, like, this movie is uh but yeah, like, this movie is just like, I think it's a fun movie, and I just find it fun. And I also like how they got a new Razor Crest in it, as you can see, and uh over there, over 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 there, er, and this movie is just like, yeah, I just don't agree with a lot of people that are ranting about this and saying negative things about it. And I think it bombed the first week at the box office, but hopefully it'll get back up. But I don't know. But either way, I don't agree with a lot of people on this movie is stupid. I don't think it's bland at all, and that's one of the reasons why I make this video. So it's in theaters now. It's been in theaters for about a week and a half, or maybe 2 weeks. Yeah, something like that. But almost 2 weeks at this point at the recording of this video. But yeah, I hope you go see it. It's in theaters now. Be sure to check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, possibly share with a friend. And if you're new, subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, bye-bye.